Next phylum and the last one of the non-chordates is phylum Hemichordata. Break the name. Hemi is half, chordata is half chordate. Now this name is little bit confusing, but before coming to the name thing, I am going to discuss that this is the last phylum of non-chordates. That means you are not going to find anything like notochord in this phylum. The organisms would not have it. But according to certain authors, the classification was made in such a manner that this was kept in phylum chordata. That means it was part of chordates. It was believed that the anterior part of the body of the organism had the notochord in it, but later on it was established that these hemichordates are more in close relation with echinoderms than in relation with the chordates. So that is why we have this phylum Hemichordata in the non-chordates only, and with this we are going to finish the non-chordates. We are going to see if there are any chordates which are present, that would be under phylum Chordata only. Now talking about Hemichordata, what we have over here is that this phylum is also exclusively marine. You would not find them in fresh water. These are worm-like marine animals. They would be worm-like. As you can see over here, these organisms whichever are shown over here, they do look like worms and they are present in the ocean surfaces. Most of them are present as free living, no parasitic forms we would find. That is a different part. What we have over here is that they are bilaterally symmetrical, triploblastic and coelomate. Their body is worm-like, so it is supposed to be a cylindrical body. Now what is present in this cylindrical body? If the body is to be divided into three parts, we get three regions. The anterior most is known as proboscis. Okay, then we have the head and then we have the trunk. This is how the body is divided into three parts, and then there is a tail as well which is present. Now let us see the structure. What you see over here is that this is proboscis, the same thing. This is the actual picture and that is diagrammatic representation. There is proboscis, which is the anterior most part. Then we have a collar that is present, that is otherwise known as head. So we have collar part, and then we have this region that is the trunk part. Trunk is having gills in it, which is responsible for, these gills are responsible for the respiratory exchange. The circulatory system happens to be open. As you can see over here, this part, that is the trunk part, is having maximum of the systems which are present in the organism. There are genital wings which are present. There is branchial region in close proximity to the gill pores. Then we have hepatic caecae, that means the digestive system is present over here. There is hepatic region, there is post-hepatic region, and there is anal opening. This part of the organism, not this part, these organisms, they were earlier classified as chordates because it was believed that in this region, this particular region, this had notochord. But later on the scientists, they studied and they came to the conclusion that if we see the larval stages of these organisms and if we see the body plan, they are more close to the echinoderms. So they also have larval stages. We are going to see that this proboscis gland is one which is responsible for excretion, that is present in the proboscis. Now respiration is by gills. The sexual dimorphism is present. The condition of sexual dimorphism, that means a female would look different and the male would look different. That means the female would have its own gamete forming region, the animal would be female. If it is having the male gamete forming region, it would be a male. And the fertilization that takes place between the gametes which are formed in two different bodies, that would be external. That means both the organisms, they would release their gametes and they would come and fertilize each other. One of them would come and fertilize the other one in the habitat where they would be surviving. And what is the habitat? That is the marine environment. Talking about their development, the development is indirect. They have larval stages and the larva of these ones is known as tornaria. So we have tornaria larva. This is the arrangement. This is the simplest thing you have to understand. These are the points that are to be kept in mind. And apart from these, the two examples that you have, one is Balanoglossus, the worm-like, and the other one is also worm-like, and it is Sacculoglossus. So these are the two examples. of the hemichordates. With these, we come to the end of phylum non-chordata that had all the non-chordates which did not have the notochord. Next, what we are going to study is phylum chordata, and it is going to be studied at the class level. You see, we have studied till now at the phylum level. We did introduce a few classes of certain phylums just for our understanding, so that we can associate in a better way with the examples, but class level was not required in our study of phylum non-chordata. When we study chordates, we have to see the class level as well, and for that we need to understand what phylum chordata is. You are pretty well aware that how a non-chordate is different from a chordate. So with this hemichordates, we come to the end of what was there in the classification of phylum non-chordata.